With its cargo division relying heavily on fish exports, the Chief Executive Officer of George F. Huggins and Company Limited, Anya Chow Chong, is concerned about the impending ban on fish exports. The company acknowledged that the required regulatory standards have now been met, a development they welcomed, but warned that if the ban takes effect, the impact on their business would be severe. The CEO's concern was among feedback shared by various business owners across Grenada as GBN engaged them on the effect global trends may have had on their businesses and whether or not consumers should expect to pay more on commodities. Responding via text, some businesses reported that despite the impact of recent U.S. tariffs and policy adjustments affecting the cost of imported goods, the country's supply chain remains steady. One major importer reported that while some areas remain challenging, the market is generally well supplied heading into the Christmas season. According to the Huggins CEO, most supply chains are flowing smoothly, allowing importers to maintain strong inventory levels. Items such as poultry and other popular commodities, she notes, are widely available and consumers can expect more competitive prices during the holiday period as a result. Chow Chong highlighted, however, that the prices of imported agricultural produce remain high, with U.S. policy changes continuing to influence cost at the point of origin. These increases, Chow Chong explained, are being felt across the region and are expected to persist for the near term. She added that the company's broader strategy, often sourcing goods from the United States due to accessibility and shorter lead times, also incorporates diversified supply channels, including Europe, Asia, and emerging markets in Central and South America. During his presentation in the Upper House on Thursday, Salim Rahman spoke to the recent seizure of a Venezuelan oil tanker by the U.S. and questions Grenada's position as a friend of both parties involved. He cites negative long-term impacts if the current trend continues.
We heard through the international media that a Venezuelan oil tanker was taken, just like that, seized. And we were given a narrative about drugs and drug trafficking just a few weeks before. Madam President, all parties to this conflict have been our friends and trading partners for decades. Three parties in this conflict have been our friends and trading partners for decades. Are we being asked to choose who our best friend is now? Will we support a wrong if our friend is doing that wrong? This is the world that we live in today. I must mention that if this situation worsens, there could be negative impact on freight, as vessels may have to go around a safe distance that would add costs. For now, by God's mercy, oil and fuel prices are down, freight is stable, and inflation has tapered down to 1%. That's all good for our economy.
Despite these challenges, business leaders say they remain committed to stabilizing supplies and pricing while possible as the country moves deeper into the festive season. Christina John, GBN News.